You stick one on that side. You stick one on this side. And you put your little thing. Oh, my bad. Forgot a couple pieces here. Alright, before you do that, you want to take this piece right here. This is your slide nut. Slide it over. You want to slide those back on. You want to put this lock ring on it. Take your little screw end here. It's a 13mm, and this is a 21mm socket, by the way. And you screw that on like so. And what this does is you hit it with your impact wrench up here with your 13mm. And what this does is it picks up on the pulley and pushes on the center. So it's real easy if you have air tools to take off. You got to figure out the right combination of how you want these set up. But to put it back on, same deal, except you want to run this up a ways. You find which screw in works best for you. Just so happens this one works best for me. You take the short end, you pop your little tool out there. You take your short end. The inside of this is threaded, so you just take it, screw it in, get it nice and tight. Don't cross thread it like I just did. Alright, then you take this nice little thing right here. It's got a bearing in it, so it spins. You take that and set it right there. And you take your tool, like I said, it's screwed on down, and you tighten it up until it's tight. The top one now, until it's tight on that threaded bearing. And then you want to cinch this down. And then you hold this with your trusty set of pliers. And you also take a Phillips head screwdriver. And the same way you pop the bolts out, you take this and you stick it down through there, and it keeps the pulley from going sideways. You take your air gun and zoop, 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 and it pops it back on for you. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot put these on without this puller set. It just will not happen. Don't hammer it on, because what you'll end up doing is, if you hammer it on, take this out, you're going to end up bending this on your brand new pump. And yeah, you just can't hammer it on there. So, lesson learned, by the way. So, still got a brand new gearbox, pressure checked it, everything's flowing right. Like I said, for the first 25 minutes last night when I was airing it out, getting the air out of the lines, it worked great. It worked great for the first 10-15 minutes of my test drive, and then on my way back home, the power steering pump just went out, and I had no power steering, and lugging those 31-1050s around is a chore. I am sore from the event last night, but like I said, it's just 3 bolts to take it off. It's really not that hard. So there will be a part 3 video. Once again, this is a remanufactured unit, and I would just, every other parts house I've called, the only other difference is there's an AC Delco one, and then you can call your local Jeep dealership and you can get one for $350 new, or get their Mopar Reman one for $159. I'm thinking that's the way I might go, and just give their, since Jeep and Mopar's actually doing it, and doing it hopefully a good job, I'm going to try their Remand and see what happens. If not, I'll just go, I guess I'll have to buy a new one. I also took my air hose and I blew these lines out blew them out real good, make sure there's no metal particles in there. It says you need to filter. I've talked to a bunch of mechanic buddy of mine, and it's not necessary. It'd be nice, but I knew there was nothing in mine. It just broke off. It wasn't clanking or clacking or doing anything weird when I was actually turning, when it was working. And you do need to change those rubber grommets right there. I didn't change them the first time, and it does leak. It will leak every time. You've got 2 on your send line, and you've got 1 on your return line. And I'm actually going to get some better clamps. I think that might have been a little bit of an issue too. But overall, this is a good day 3 of changing out power steering pumps and pulleys, and it's a chore, I'm not even gonna lie. But I'll get back to you part 3. We'll get it installed and see what happens.